Commencement. This virtual event is not the ceremony that any of us would have wished for to recognize and celebrate the graduating seniors of the great Princeton University class of 2020 and the recipients of advanced degrees from Princeton's graduate school. We are, however, happy to have an opportunity today to mark this momentous occasion with our graduating students and with the family members and friends who have supported them throughout their Princeton journeys. Take a sympathy to those who have lost family members or friends to COVID-19. You are in our thoughts and our hearts at this difficult time. I also want to recognize that all of our graduating students have lost something irreplaceable as a result of the pandemic. As I have said before, I wish that we could give back the special experiences that all of you have missed, and I regret very much that we cannot.
어떻게 들어가는 건데? 나 보고 있어.
To the families and friends of our graduating students. Your support has been indispensable to the
그러면
success
어떻게 하려고
of the
그걸로?
students who graduate today.
눌렀어.
I hope they are applauding you right now.
네트워크
And as I
오디오.
am myself the father of a college
구글
senior
밋 설치.
graduating this year at another university, believe me, I know how much you were looking forward to celebrating your students' success in person and with trumpets blowing. You can be very proud of what your students have accomplished, and I send my congratulations to you as well as to them. I wish we could all be together right now on the front lawn of Nassau Hall, and I look forward to the time in the future when we can gather on Princeton's campus to recognize the extraordinary accomplishments of our graduating students. For now, however, I am delighted to have this opportunity to celebrate vigorously, enthusiastically, and virtually the recipients of advanced degrees from our graduate school and the graduating seniors of the great class of 2020. As is traditional at our annual commencement ceremonies, I'd like to ask Dean Bowden to pronounce the invocation.
Please join me in a spirit of prayer. In times that are easy and especially in times that are hard.
이거 우리 다 화면에 뜨는 거야?
For the blessings that crowd our lives.
그래?
Surely they are
그러면
too numerous ever to count.
며느리도 보는데 옷을.
How thankful we are for the steadfast love of the people and institutions who help us become who we know we are. How much our hearts reach out today to all who are suffering and grieving, including many in the global family that is Princeton. How very thankful we are for those who receive their degrees today, who graduate into a world of particular uncertainty. How much do our communities need their leadership of intellect and wisdom, integrity and compassion? May they always live out of fierce love and invincible hope. How thankful and hopeful we are to gather now all over the earth to commission and to bless our graduates to serve a world in such need in these hard days and always. Amen.
이제 들어왔어요. 옷 바꿔 입고 왔어요. 프린스턴. 왜 나만 나와?
A senior from Bridgewater, New Jersey.
Quid Prinketoniae faciamus, hoc saepe per annos praeteritos in mente volvibamos. alii nostro numero librum laudare et interpretare didicerunt, alii motus astrorum intellegunt, alii fortasse viscera bestiarum inspexerunt, quibus hominibus praeclaris haec omnia debemus. Tibi imprimis, praeses Eisgruber, quo gubernante et scillam pestilentiae coronatae, et Charybdin doctrinae aetheriae experti sumus, salutem gratiasque ago. Vobis corretores, professores sapientes, dextram meam porigo, per amicitiam prensora. Gratias ago et familiaribus, praesertum parentibus, nos baccalorii futori vos salutamus. Una igitur surreximus, ordo anni bis millesimi vicesimi, studio communi inscientia conjuncti. Nos ultimi diem decani post dies festos passi sumus, per 4 annos turbulentissimos progressi sumus, dum mores diversos inter nos communicamus, nec non novos instituimus. Quid ergo Princetoniae faciamus? Rogare malum quid ultra fines academiae facere debeamus. Vos hortor, amici carissimi, ut memeneritis universitatem, cum nobis romanceram quocumque eamus. Per memoriam Universitatis Princetoniensis aeternae, hunc diem celebramus.
We will now proceed to the granting of degrees, which I shall do, as usual, with a Latin incantation. The Latin is a bit perplexing to audience members, even at the in-person ceremony, and probably more so in this virtual event. Loosely translated, it means pursuant to authority vested in me by the trustees of Princeton University, I admit you to the degrees specified with honors as indicated. The last word in the Latin formula is admitto. I admit you. So parents, friends, family, when you hear admitto, that is your cue to applaud, shout, cheer, and generally whoop it up because it is a big deal. Let me now introduce the Dean of the College and the Annan Professor of English and Professor of Theater in the Lewis Center for the Arts, Jill Dolan, who will present the candidates for undergraduate degrees.
Thank you, President Eisgruber, and my warmest regards to the class of 2020. As I look out onto the empty lawn in front of Nassau Hall on this beautiful May day, I imagine each of you gathered shoulder to shoulder, wearing your caps and your gowns, shining with joy. And I imagine your families and friends lining the fences surrounding your chairs, beaming with pride. I also imagine my faculty colleagues and members of the university community up on the dais behind me, delighting in your accomplishments. I hope you too can see this imagined community who, as we know, are living, breathing, vibrant and proud family and friends, faculty and staff who are cheering your accomplishments today. You give us hope for a future that will improve on the moment in which this pandemic now forces us to live. We know that your skills, your commitments, your care, and the knowledge you've gained and learned to apply during your days here at Princeton will truly change the world. At this time, we recognize each undergraduate who has qualified for Princeton University's bachelor's degree. Let me remind you that your diplomas and program certificates will be mailed to you at home. President Eisgruber, I have the honor to present to you virtually the candidates duly certified to you who have completed the scholastic requirements for the degree of Bachelor of Arts.
Auctoritate mihi, accortoribus universitatis Princetoniensis commissa, vos ad gradum primum in artibus, et cum honoribus ut indicatum admitto.
Congratulations. At this time, we recognize each undergraduate who has qualified for the degree of Bachelor of Science in Engineering. President Eisgruber, I have the honor to present to you virtually the candidates duly certified to you who have completed the scholastic requirements for the degree of Bachelor of Science in Engineering.
Auctor tatamihi, accortoribus universitatis Princetoniensis commissa, vosad gradum primum in scientiis ingeniariis et cum honoribus utendicadumst admitto.
Let me congratulate the entire Princeton class of 2020. We are incredibly proud of the diversity of who you are and what you have achieved. We're proud of your insights and arguments, your empathy, and your compassion. And we're pleased that you are now all citizens and scholars of the world. We look forward to contemplating and enjoying your artwork, to being provoked by your ideas, and to benefiting from your innovations. You have left your imprint on this university, and you leave with our warmest congratulations.
The faculty elects the valedictorian each year, taking into account special qualifications as well as scholastic ranking. This year's valedictorian is Nicholas Andre Johnson, a senior from Montreal, Quebec.
I am truly humbled by this honor and privilege of addressing you, Princeton's great class of 2020, on this very significant day in our lives. I find it hard to imagine that 4 years have passed since we first walked through Fitzrandolph Gate together. We have learned an incredible amount since then through our classes, research, community engagement, international experiences, and friendships. More importantly, we have learned that we have far more to learn. As an operations research concentrator, I cannot help but ponder the probability of me addressing our class today virtually from my home in Montreal. To Princeton, our mentors and relatives, thank you for inspiring us to believe in the improbable. During freshman summer, I traveled to Peru with Princeton's Engineers Without Borders Peru team to construct a water distribution system in Pusunchas, a community of roughly 100 families without access to a reliable source of clean water. We spent the summer building, literally. We dug trenches, laid PVC pipe, and built various concrete structures, working alongside community partners. I will never forget the feelings of pride, happiness, and amazement we shared when at the end of the summer, water flowed tens of kilometers from the source capture located in the soaring mountains to the first tap stand we had built at a house on the hillside. What made this experience so memorable for me was the opportunity to contribute to building something tangible using skills developed at our new home away from home and witnessing firsthand the profound impact on the community's quality of life. It was reminiscent of the sense of wonder, anticipation, and exhilaration I experienced when first challenged to solve a Rubik's Cube. At that moment, I embraced building as a vehicle of progress and bridge to a better future. I believe that building is the best way to create and deliver value to the world. Building is not restricted to the creation of tangible objects. Together, we have built communities, relationships, traditions, innovative algorithms, and lasting memories. Building is fundamentally a means to serve humanity. When I reflect on our collective accomplishments, I feel confident that each of us possesses the ability to build and to create. After all, we each made it through our senior thesis. Identifying what needs to be built is inherently harder and arguably of greater importance than specifying how something is built. It is the first step one takes in creating the future and requires an intimate familiarity and engagement with the present state of the world, coupled with a capacity to unabashedly dream of a distinctly different future. In the words of Michelle Obama of the class of 1985, "It was possible, I knew, to live on two planes at once. to have one's feet planted in reality, but pointed in the direction of progress. You may live in the world as it is, but you can still work to create the world as it should be. I challenge each of us to develop our own unique answer to the question, what needs to be built, and to revise our answers as we continue to learn. Think critically about what needs to be built in the world. Build it and never stop learning. Today marks a new beginning with a truly unprecedented challenge. COVID-19 has taken too many lives, disrupted daily life, and forced us to reevaluate our structures and functions within society. My heart aches for all those who have lost loved ones to this pandemic. This new disease is not going to disappear quickly, and it will likely give rise to a new normal. Let us rise to the occasion to make transformative strides in advancing solutions to the world's most pressing problems. Let us fight passionately to ensure that this stressful period of sacrifice will be remembered as a moment in history when diversity of thought, creativity, compassion, and bravery conquered fear of a common threat to humankind. With perseverance, we will overcome. More than ever, let us build a better normal. Meanwhile, let us look forward to the promise of Act 2 in person next spring. Congratulations, class of 2020.
Dear members of the great class of 2020, congratulations on this major achievement.
Hi, class of 2020.
Who's graduating this year?
2020.
Congratulations to all of our advanced degree recipients. Your achievements are tremendous.
Hey, to the great class of 2020.
Hello, PhD graduates of 2020. My warmest congratulations on your awesome achievement.
I just want to say that I'm so proud of you.
Take heart in knowing that you have achieved an incredible thing.
This is an amazing milestone in your life, and you worked really hard to get here.
For many of you, this journey was not easy. It was filled with hard work, sacrifices, resilience, and you made it.
Your determination, persistence, and commitment has brought you through an academic journey unlike any other in recent history.
I hope that you will bring your unique talents to bear on the goodness of the world.
It has truly been a great pleasure to get to know and work with some of you, and an honor to be here to celebrate your accomplishments with you.
Be proud of your accomplishments, be proud of your identities, be proud to be part of the great class of 2020. Continue to shine on as you embark on the next chapter of your life.
Continue to work hard and persevere, because this builds
all of the ways you transformed Princeton over the past 4 years.
You are absolutely amazing. Wishing you all the best. Congrats not only on the incredible accomplishment of graduating as a member of the great class of 2020, but I also want to acknowledge the strength of character exhibited during this very challenging time.
My prayers and my peace and my blessings are with you, and I look forward to keeping in touch.
I'll look forward to seeing you next year on campus when we can celebrate together in person.
Well done. Congratulations.
I just want to express my heartfelt congratulations to all graduate students.
Congratulations again to the class of 2020.
Please stay in touch. All the best for your future.
Ready? 1, 2, 3.
We'll miss you.
Congratulations.
At this time, I would like to introduce Dean of the Graduate School and Class of 1943 Professor of Philosophy, Sarah Jane Leslie, who will present the candidates for advanced degrees.
An advanced degree from Princeton recognizes truly exceptional accomplishments. Our graduate degree recipients have distinguished themselves through advanced studies, through original research contributions, and through dedication to public service. Their achievements are nothing short of outstanding. At this time, we recognize each individual who is qualified for an advanced degree from Princeton University. Let me remind you at the outset that if your diploma was conferred by the trustees in their current meeting, it will be mailed to you. We begin with the candidates for master's degrees. President Eisgruber, I have the honor to virtually present to you the candidates duly certified who have completed the scholastic requirements for master's degrees.
Auctoritate mihi, cortoribus universitatis Princetoniensis commissa, vos ad gradum secundum admitto.
Congratulations to our master's degree recipients. At this time, we recognize those who have qualified for the doctor's degree. President Eisgruber, I have the honor to virtually present to you the candidates duly certified who have completed the scholastic requirements for the degree of Doctor of Philosophy.
Auctoritate mihi, cortoribus universitatis Princetoniensis commissa, vos ad gradum doctorus in philosophia admitto.
Congratulations to our doctoral degree recipients.
The University Orator and Alumni Trustee, award-winning broadcast journalist Melanie C. Lawson of the great class of 1976 will now present in absentia the candidates for honorary degrees.
President Eisgruber, I have the honor to present to you for the degree of Doctor of Science, honoris causa, Dr. Frances Arnold. Not satisfied with nature's vast repertoire of proteins, she uses the most powerful biological design process, evolution, to engineer chemical solutions to human problems. President Eisgruber, I have the honor to present to you for the degree of Doctor of Humane Letters, honoris causa, Mr. Ray Chambers. A staunch friend to his native Newark, New Jersey, which he's helped revitalize, to our country's youth, on whose behalf he has championed the transformative power of mentoring, and to the international community, where, working with the United Nations, he's advanced the cause of global health. President Eisgruber, I have the honor to present to you for the degree of Doctor of Fine Arts, honoris causa, Ms. Robin Roberts. A star basketball player and sports reporter, a pioneering anchor, and a dedicated partner in the Be the Match International Bone Marrow Registry, she's been a model of courage and leadership for women of color, and for just about everyone. President Eisgruber, I have the honor to present to you for the degree of Doctor of Science, honoris causa, Professor William Showalter. In an extraordinary career stretching across decades, he made foundational contributions to the field of chemical engineering and influenced legions of students and scholars all around the world. President Eisgruber, I have the honor to present to you for the degree of Doctor of Humane Letters, honoris causa, Linda Tao Yang. Embracing no excuses is her motto. She shattered glass ceiling after ceiling, establishing a remarkable career in financial oversight and international development. With her passion for equal opportunity, this economist, corporate leader, and diplomat has widened the path for all who follow.
On behalf of the Board of Trustees, I offer my congratulations to all of you. A venerable Princeton tradition allows the university president to offer a few words to the graduating students at each year's commencement exercises. You've all heard more than enough online speeches this spring, so I'll keep my remarks brief. I would be remiss, however, if I did not say something to mark the special achievements and the exceptional potential of this graduating class. During my own senior year, which was a very long time ago, I chose a quotation from Supreme Court Justice Oliver Wendell Holmes, Jr. to accompany my picture in the Nassau Herald. The quote was, "Through our great good fortune, in our youth, our hearts were touched with fire." This was a terribly naive selection on my part. I wanted to say to my classmates that our time together at Princeton had kindled dreams, ideas, and friendships that could inspire us throughout our lives. But when Holmes claimed that he and his generation had been touched with fire, he meant that their character had been forged through the searing challenges and tragic deaths of wartime military service. Through that perilous endeavor, and here I will quote the next line from his speech, "It was given to us to learn that life is a profound and passionate thing." My generation experienced nothing like that. For the most part, we had it rather easy. You graduate in much harder times. The awful contagion that now spreads among us tends to afflict the old more harshly than the young, so you may or may not feel your own life at risk. Some of you, however, have lost relatives or friends to this virus or struggled with it yourselves. Many of you have seen jobs disappear or felt the economic devastation inflicted by this pandemic. Each and every one of you has lost something precious and irreplaceable. In far too many ways, you have seen how fragile our world is. So much vanished so fast. Scholarly projects, artistic performances, athletic competitions, even the simple pleasures of sharing meals or hugging friends. Years from now, might you say, do you want to say, after Oliver Wendell Holmes, that in our youths, our lives were touched by tragedy, and so it was given to us to learn that life is a profound and passionate thing. You are already the great class of 2020 in the sense that we traditionally call Princeton classes great. During your time as Princeton students, you animated this university with your creativity, curiosity, intelligence, aspiration, persistence, and energy. I have no doubt that you will continue to impress us with your achievements in the years to come. I believe, however, that your class has the chance to be the start of something truly extraordinary, to appreciate anew the value of ordinary human experience and to cooperate afresh for the common good. You enter a world that needs not only your talent, but also your insight, your courage, and your compassion. With those qualities, and with the education you complete today, you have the opportunity to chart a new course. I hope you seize that opportunity. For today, though, I hope simply that you celebrate as exuberantly as circumstances allow. You have persisted in tough times, achieving something remarkable. I send heartfelt best wishes to you now, and I look forward to congratulating you in person next spring. It is now my great honor to introduce Maria Ressa, a member of the great class of 1986 and the CEO and executive director of the online news organization Rappler.com. As many of you know, Maria was originally scheduled to deliver this year's baccalaureate address in the University Chapel. We are grateful that when our plans had to change, she agreed to join us from the Philippines for this virtual event. Maria is courageous and tireless in her commitment to community engagement, social responsibility, the pursuit of truth, and the service of humanity. I am proud to call her a Princetonian and could not imagine a more inspiring and fitting speaker to join us in these challenging times for today's ceremony.
Thank you for inviting me to speak to you at this historic moment. I was really looking forward to coming back to the University Chapel. I was hoping it would remind me of T.S. Eliot's tradition and the individual talent, that the latest novel you read is affected by Shakespeare and your understanding of Shakespeare is changed by the latest novel you read. It would have been an incredible time to look at Princeton. Again, it's so disappointing not to be on campus, but I'm so proud to be speaking to the graduating class of 2020. This is a time when creative destruction takes new meaning. You are standing at the rubble of the world my generation created. The upside, your class will be among the first to have a freer hand to imagine and create the world as it should be, more compassionate, more equal, more sustainable. Our editorial agenda at Rappler, the news group I helped create, focuses on our global battles for climate change, for truth, and of course, against this virus. Technology enabled Rappler's fast growth starting in 2012, but we were also among the first victims when social media was weaponized in 2016. For the last 4 years, Rappler and I have been under constant attack by our own government. The weaponization of the law followed the exponential attacks on social media, which acted like fertilizer, tearing down our reputation, inciting to hate, and paving the way for my detention and arrests. That's with an S. I posted bail 8 times so I could keep working, and Rappler and I have paid more in bail and bonds than Imelda Marcos, who's been convicted in at least 4 countries. My lawyer, Amal Clooney, says the cumulative penalty for all these politically motivated charges is more than 100 years in prison. The lesson I learned, you don't know who you are until you're tested, until you fight for what you believe in. That defines who you are. So as you go out into our troubled world at an extremely challenging time to find a job, figure out who you are. When tech has atomized meaning, what's important to you? What gives your life meaning? I remember my graduation in 1986. I had no answers to those questions. So here are 3 ways you can live your way into the answers. Number 1, make the choice to learn. 2, embrace your fear. 3, build a community, but avoid the mob. A Princeton education sets you up for life. You have learned how to learn. And at a time when technology is changing everything, you will constantly have to learn. When I graduated, I had a choice between a high-paying corporate job or a fellowship that would defer these 10-year payments for student loans for 1 year. My mentor told me, make the choice to learn. All through my life, when I'm faced with a fork in the road, I always ask myself, where can I learn more? Make the choice to learn. The second lesson I learned as an immigrant moving to a public school in New Jersey. I was 10 years old and I couldn't speak English very well. I'm a really shy person, and I hid the first year or so until I realized that we are our own worst enemies, that our fears prevent us from being our best selves. So I made a list of what I was most afraid of, and in my mind, I began to confront and to beat them. Embrace your fear. Imagine what you're most afraid of, touch it, and hold it so that you rob it of its power. I admit that it took me more than a month to defang the fear of jail. I hated that the baton was passed to me at this moment in time, but I also knew I wasn't going to drop it. I think that's where courage comes from. Finally, beware the mob. This is the worst of human nature, and social media mobs have become the norm. Know that lies laced with anger and hate spread fastest on social media, forming lynch mobs. Switch out of thinking fast to thinking slow. Slow down and think. Also know that no matter how much of a superstar you are, you cannot accomplish anything meaningful alone. Build and strengthen your community. Rappler builds communities of action. I just hope it's enough to protect our democracy. So, make the choice to learn, embrace your fear, and build your community. Now, close your eyes with me. Imagine the world you want to live in. Open your eyes. Now go and make it happen. Congratulations, Princeton class of 2020. We are in your hands.
After the benediction and after the singing of Old Nassau, we will conclude the ceremony with a poetry reading by Tracy K. Smith, who served as the Poet Laureate of the United States from 2017 to 2019 and is the chair of the Princeton University Lewis Center for the Arts. It is a privilege to have Tracy with us today.
Hear now this benediction. Class of 2020, this is not how you imagined this moment. As a first-year student, you rightfully imagined a different celebration to mark this ending. However, as you continue your journey beyond Princeton University, I pray that you keep imagining new beginnings and endings, that your imagination will soar as you help to create a society that is indeed in the service of humanity. I pray that you use your brilliance for good in this world, a world that is desperate for compassion, hope, justice, love, and mercy. Let your lives speak. Class of 2020, please keep imagining and shaping this world just like you have helped shape Princeton University in ways we never imagined. Amen.
Political poem. If those mowers were each to stop at the whim, say, of a greedy thought, and then the one off to the left were to let his arm float up, stirring the air with that wide, slow, underwater gesture, meaning hello and you there, aimed at the one more than a mile away to the right. And if he, in his work, were to pause, catching that call by sheer wish, and send back his own slow, one-armed dance, meaning yes and here, as if threaded to a single long nerve, before remembering his tool and shearing another message into the earth, letting who can say how long graze past until another thought or just the need to know might make him stop and look up again at the other, raising his arm as if to say something like still and oh, and then to catch the flicker of joy rise up along those other legs and flare into another bright yes that sways a moment in the darkening air. Their work would carry them into the better part of evening, each mowing ahead and doubling back, then looking up to catch sight of his echo, sought and held in that instant of common understanding. The God and speed of it coming out only after both have turned back to face the sea of yet and slow. If they could, and if what glimmered like a fish were to dart back and forth across that wide, would never know the ache of being done. If they thought to, or would, or even half wanted, their work, the humming human engines pushed across the grass, and the grass, blade after blade assenting, would take forever. But I love how long it would last.
Hello, sons and daughters of Old Nassau.
To the class of 2020.
And to our newest graduate school alumni, congratulations and welcome to the greatest alumni body on this planet.
I'm thrilled to welcome you to the Tiger alumni family.
You did it. You're a Princeton graduate.
I know this wasn't quite the commencement you were hoping for.
The challenges before us at this COVID juncture are enormous. Your Princeton education is a great preparation for preparing you to join with our fellow citizens in rebuilding a much better America.
Princeton in the nation's service is more than just our motto. It is our commitment as graduates of this amazing institution to serve and to make this world a better place.
I'm sure now that you're better prepared, you will be able to face and challenge all these difficulties. Good luck and 3 cheers for Old Nassau.
We look forward to celebrating with you and connecting with you for years to come, no matter where around this globe you may live. After all, Princeton is not just in New Jersey. For you now, Princeton is where you are.
Wishing you the best of what life has to offer.
I'm personally very proud for the opportunity to congratulate the 2020 class on 4 amazing years.
Good luck and go crush it in your next endeavor.
The great class of 2020 graduating from Princeton University.
Hip, hip.
Rah, rah, rah.
Tiger, tiger, tiger.
Sis, sis, sis.
Boom, boom, boom. Ah.
2020.
2020.